When my mother stood at the door with her small bag in her hand, I did not cry. I smiled. That smile is the heaviest thing I carry today. She looked at me, waiting for something. Maybe an apology. Maybe a change of heart. But I just stood there, holding the door open, pretending to be strong. The rain was light that evening. Not heavy. Just enough to make the air cold and uncomfortable. She pulled her shawl tighter around her shoulders, even though it was summer. "Take care of yourself," she said softly. Her voice was calm. Too calm for a mother being asked to leave her son's house. I nodded. I did not hug her. I did not touch her feet like I used to as a child. I did not even say, "I'm sorry." She took one step outside, then stopped. She turned back and looked at the house. At the door frame she once measured my height on. At the place where she cooked, cleaned, prayed, and waited for me for years. Then she looked at me again and smiled. A small smile. Tired, but loving. "God bless you," she said. That was it. That was her last goodbye. The door closed. The sound was soft, but it echoed inside me. That night, I slept peacefully. Or so I thought. It is years later now, and I still hear that door closing. In my dreams. In quiet afternoons. In moments when life goes silent. People say time heals everything. But some moments do not heal. They wait. And when they come back, they come quietly. Like my mother's voice at the door. Soft, gentle, and full of a love I did not deserve. I was not always like this. I was not born cold or ungrateful. I was a quiet child. Shy. Thin. Always hiding behind my mother's sorry when guests came. My father passed away when I was 9. I still remember the smell of incense that day. The house was full of people, but I felt alone. After that, it was just me and my mother. She worked hard. Very hard. She stitched clothes for neighbors. She woke up before sunrise and slept after midnight. I remember waking up at night and seeing her under a small lamp, sewing quietly. Her eyes red with tiredness. Her fingers rough. When I asked her why she did not sleep, she smiled and said, "Go back to bed. Your future is waiting." She never complained. Not once. She saved every rupee. Not for herself. For my education. When I failed an exam, she did not scold me. She cooked my favorite food instead. When I was sick, she stayed awake all night, pressing a wet cloth on my forehead, praying silently. She never said, "I sacrificed my life for you." She just lived it. I grew up. I studied. I moved to the city for work. The first month I lived alone, I cried every night. The room was silent. Too silent. I called her daily. Sometimes twice. She always asked the same questions. Did you eat? Are you tired? Do you have enough money? When I got my first promotion, she cried. When I sent her money, she kept it untouched. "Come home sometimes," she would say. "I don't need anything else." Then I met my wife. She was smart, confident, city-bred. She liked order, silence, rules. We fell in love. Or at least, I thought we did. After marriage, my mother came to live with us. At first, everything was fine. My wife was polite. My mother was careful. She woke up early to clean the kitchen before my wife entered. She cooked simple food and stayed quiet. She tried very hard not to be a burden. But small things began to show. My wife liked the kitchen a certain way. My mother washed utensils the old way. My wife liked privacy. My mother believed family shared everything. Nothing big, just small differences. But small things, when ignored, grow quietly. And I stood in the middle, silent, choosing comfort over courage. The complaints did not start loudly. They never do. "Your mother leaves the lights on," my wife said one evening. Her voice calm. I nodded. I said nothing. "Your mother rearranged the cupboard," she said another day. "I can't find my things." I smiled weakly. I said, "She means well." My wife did not shout. She did not insult. She just went quiet. And silence is dangerous. My mother noticed it too. She started staying in her room more, eating less, talking less. One afternoon, I heard her crying softly in the bathroom. I stood outside, frozen. I did not knock. That night, she said to me, "Am I troubling her?" Her eyes were full of fear. Not anger. Fear. I said quickly, "No, no. Everything is fine." I lied. Weeks passed. The house felt divided. Not by walls, but by feelings. My wife stopped sitting with my mother. My mother stopped entering the kitchen. One night, my wife said, We need our own space. I understood what she meant, but I pretended not to. She can stay with your sister, my wife added softly. My chest tightened. My sister lived far away. She had her own problems. I said nothing. The next morning, my mother packed her things quietly. I watched her fold her clothes slowly. Where are you going? I asked. She smiled. Just visiting your sister. I knew it was not a visit. After 2 months, my sister called. She was crying. Take her back, she said. She is not well. She cries at night. That evening, I argued with my wife. For the first time, she said calmly, I did not marry your mother. Those words stayed. I chose silence again. When my mother returned, she was thinner, quieter. She walked slowly now. And still, the complaints continued. She wakes up too early. She prays loudly. She smells of medicine. Each sentence cut me. And still, I said nothing. Until the day my wife said, it's either her peace or mine. That was the day everything broke. The argument happened on a Sunday. No office. No escape. The house was quiet. Too quiet. My mother was in her room, reading a small prayer book. My wife stood in front of me. I can't live like this, she said. I felt tired. Not angry. Just tired. I thought of my work stress, my responsibilities, my need for peace. I did not think of my mother's sacrifices. I walked to her room. She looked up at me and smiled. Did you eat? She asked. I swallowed. Ma, I said, you should go live somewhere else. The room went silent. She did not speak. She just closed the book slowly. Oh, she said softly. I continued, words falling out like stones. It's better for everyone. She nodded. No questions. No arguments. She stood up and went to the cupboard. She packed quietly. I wanted her to protest, to cry, to shout. She did none of that. When she stood at the door with her bag, my wife stayed inside. And then came the goodbye, the rain, the door, the smile. After she left, the house felt lighter, quieter, or so I thought. Days passed, then weeks. I stopped calling her. Life moved on. Until one morning, I got a call from a neighbor from my old town. She fell, he said. She is in the hospital. I rushed there. She was lying on a white bed, smaller than I remembered. When she saw me, her eyes lit up. You came, she said. I held her hand. It felt cold. I'm sorry, I whispered. She smiled weakly. You did what you thought was right. That night, she passed away quietly. No drama. No last speech. Just silence. I stood beside her body, holding the same hand that once held me. And for the first time, I cried. After the funeral, I returned home. The house felt empty. Not quiet. Empty. My wife tried to comfort me. I nodded. But something inside me had changed. I started noticing small things. The kitchen felt cold. The mornings felt hollow. No one asked me if I ate. No one waited. At night, I dreamed of her standing at the door, always smiling. I started visiting old-age homes. Not to help, just to see. I saw mothers waiting, looking at doors. I understood too late. Years later, my marriage failed. Not because of my mother, but because of me. I had learned to choose silence over responsibility. Now, I live alone. Sometimes, I sit near the door in the evening. When rain falls lightly, my chest tightens. I whisper into the silence. I'm sorry, Ma. Some goodbyes do not shout. They whisper. Some mistakes do not hurt immediately. They wait. If you have your parents with you, listen. Not later. Now. Comfort is easy to choose. But love needs courage. I learned that too late. And this story is all I have left to give.